What girls? So I got out here, got them some fresh water in all their little places. And then I've changed this around again. I mean, as they grow and as the chicks grow and everything else, things, of course, will change. So that little thing there was just not big enough for all four of them. So I put the straw down on the ground back there. And what I do is I brought one of my pooper scoopers out here, and then I just, pooper scoop on the straw and grab whatever mess is in there, and then just lay some more straw over that. And probably once a week, I'll take the whole thing out. And then I just hose everything out. They've got fresh water. I always leave a little extra bucket of water there, even though one may get in it, but it's still more water. I have my niacin in there. I got all my supplies, scissors, brewer's yeast, niacin, scrub brush, rubber gloves, all that good stuff up there. So I just dumped the pool, and they love that, of course, and they like putting holes all in the yard, see? Why would you rather drink muddy water? My gosh, you got clean water everywhere. Okay, so we'll eventually do that, and it's a day-by-day thing, or as they grow. I'm going to eventually take the fencing down. This fencing here around the chickens. But right now I know that the chickens will go in here and take over. And they're, like I said, they're only a couple months old, so I just want to wait till they're older. So they can kind of defend themselves a little bit more. So that's the next thing. I'll have to be out here all day and try to make sure everybody gets along. Usually when I put fresh water in there in the morning, they just go nuts. They can hold their head underwater a long time, can't they? Yeah, go on, get in there. Play around. Clean water for at least 10 minutes. 5 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes. Henry, you go get in there with the girls. Not only the sound, you can tell them apart, but Henry's starting to get his color. So his beak is pretty much all green. He's starting to get his colors in quicker before the girls do, so it's easy to tell him apart. Okay, y'all keep your room clean. You hear me? And I'll end up changing that maybe one more time later this afternoon. It just depends. And then I'll be in here to hose off their when they come in here and eat and stuff and take their nap. Sometimes they'll nap in the pool or just out here in the grass. But once in a while I catch them in here napping. Then I just come in here and hose off the turf. So, not a big deal. So, and that's all the straw that came out of their bed there. So, this is just going to make it easier. And I put some down here because I planted some seed. And the ducks haven't been on this side. So, this may be a good time to get my seed growing. So, this, I've got in the garbage bag. I just got to take that to the dump. Everybody else seems to be doing good. I'll see them all in there. Okay, I gotta go in, finish my coffee, and come back out and start on the coop. I told you, I don't have anything. I just come out here to make some measurements. Go swimming or something. Henry, get your girls. I don't have nothing. I'll bring you a treat later. Your treat comes later, okay? The ducks have gone in for their lunch snack. So let me get in here. And I've been thinking as I go along with these ducks. I mean, I know ducks are messy, but I don't think I want this much water around the coop or whatever. So I'm thinking of turning this into their permanent duck kennel or duck house, whatever. But I need to be able to convert it to a Frank. You know, in the wintertime, I want them to have a little bit more protection. So what I'm thinking of is getting some plywood and, you know, painting it and stuff. And putting it just on these two panels here on both sides and then on the back. The back I would make a little bit more permanent. I do want to keep it up off the ground a little bit, so when I go in there to hose out, it can, you know, I can hose it out the bottom of it without messing up the plywood. And you want that, you know, that breeze to go through there to help keep that dry in there when you hose it off. So I have to think about that. And then I also want to be able to take this down in the summertime. So I may just get some kind of like clips or something to hold the plywood on there through the wintertime. But I will be, you know, I may go ahead and get it and just test it out for a while and see how it works. That way it will give them an enclosure to stay warm at night. Because, you know, come this winter, of course, it will be fully grown. But then in the summertime, I could do like this and just take the two sides down. So that's what I'm thinking. And even when I let them loose, I'm sure they're going to eventually probably go up into the coop or something. But I think once they've been in here for so long, they'll just automatically go in their own bed in there. So it won't be as messy and it's hard to clean up inside the coop. I see you looking at me. I have to go to the store and get your peas. I'm out. So that's what I'm going to do, because I'm trying to get all the building stuff done before winter this year, which I got just about every single thing done. Just very, very little I have left to do. What are you doing? Just love that tall grass, don't you? What, Henry? What, Henry? Dig them holes. Go ahead, dig them holes with them beaks of yours. They like the long grass better, so I've got some of it I mowed, and some of it I left kind of long for them. Okay, well, I got my measurements, so I'm going to probably run in Home Depot and get them to cut me some plywood, get it sealed up, and try that out, because I think that's what I'm going to have to do, just so that I don't have such a big disastrous mess. Is everybody laying eggs? I mean, that's good. They like that their little gazebo type thing there, don't you? They pretty much stand there quite often. And they got a big hole dug over there I got to go fill up again. Again. Y'all need to quit. Okay. I just got back from Home Depot. I got my plywood, had them cut it. And I had to have them cut it in half instead of putting like one full piece on the two panels. It wouldn't fit into my car. So I got it from Home Depot to the back of my car, over the fence, to the back of the yard, from the back of the yard over the chicken fence, from there over to here, one piece at a time. But I got it. What I do for you? You just have no idea. So now I just got to sort it out by size. I should have 4 of the exact same size for the two sides, and then 2 of the exact same pieces for the back side, and then the rest is just what was left over, which I'll probably end up using that in the chicken run kennel where I got the plastic on the back so the rain don't come in. And this is treated plywood. Boy, they must think the glue in it is gold or something. I don't know. God forbid if somebody's building a house. But it's still a little wet, so I'm going to try to set the pieces up where they go. I am going to have to get some boards to go across, a board on each side of the metal, so that when I screw the, when I put the plywood up there, the board's going to help hold it from buckling. So I think I have enough scrap lumber around here for that. And then, of course, I'll leave it up there for a while, let it dry out before I paint it. So I'm just going to get things sorted out right now. Okay, I have the backside done after a struggle. It's off just a little bit, but it's the backside. I don't care. I didn't realize how heavy this plywood was, even in half pieces like that. So since the kennel is metal, what I did, because I only got my own 2 hands, I zip tied. I'm not going to bother you. I don't know if you can see the zip ties on there, but I zip tied the boards on the back there, going across, so that when I put the other pieces up, it would grab hold and pull through. Of course, I had to hold this up on one side. I put the screws in here first and then lifted it up. And then I did the same thing with the bottom. And of course, it pulled that wood together and just sandwiched everything. So that is not going to go nowhere. That's not going to go nowhere. And I left on purpose. I did not want the wood on the ground, because like I said, it's got turf in there. I want to hose it off, have the water wash out without getting, the plywood soaked, airflow to keep the turf dry underneath. So it's not going to be all the way to the ground. And then, in the wintertime, I just throw extra straw in there. It's no big deal. And I'm only going to do this halfway. And right now, because that took me so long and that about killed my back, I think I'm going to take a break, even though it don't look like I did very much. And once I get everything up and it sets and dries out long enough, sandwiching it will also help the boards from warping. I will get a trim piece for across there. I got it off just a little bit, but I couldn't help it. I just didn't have another set of hands to move the board on the back, on the inside of it for me, because I got chicken wire on it, so I can't get my hands in there. But that'll work. Once I camouflage stuff and I paint this, you won't even notice. And like I said, it's the back of the kennel, so I'm not worried about it. It'll be easier putting these sides up, because when I had them cut this, they had this turned the wrong way when they cut it. They were supposed to cut it long ways up this way so I could put the 2 pieces up there, and they turned it the wrong way. So I didn't have no choice but to turn it sideways, which made it a little bit more difficult. But you think of a way, you can get it done. So on these pieces, it'll be a little easier, because I've got less, smaller pieces of board to put on the back of each one, so that when I put the 1 piece of board across the 2 in the front, that'll sandwich them on the top and the bottom. So that'll keep them from warping. And like I said, once it dries out, then I can get them painted. I am tired right now. Well, I told you I don't have anything. Go swimming or something. And as you can see, I'm always going to have airflow up at the top. I don't have it all the way up. And again, you can see down there, I've got my airflow, because I hose this off. So this is going to stay wet if I don't have a breeze. And then, like I said, if it gets really, really cold in the wintertime, I can just put more straw in their bed back there. But ducks are pretty hardy, and this is Georgia. It doesn't get like up north. So if it does get if we ever get that freeze blast like we had, worst case scenario, I'll lock them up in the coop. I don't care. For a few days. It's not gonna hurt them. So once I get this painted and decorated, this I think I'm gonna keep as their permanent home, instead of making a place inside the chicken run or the coop and just making that a total wet mess. So I'm gonna take a break. Get my back a rest here, and then see about getting the rest of my stuff together. I may have to go find some more wood, which I know I got wood pieces left to get the sides up. I may, and like I said, you know, if I need to take this down, it's just, you know, some screws holding it up there, so no big deal. And then what I did notice also is like these things here, I have to take these off, flip it around so this part's on the inside so my wood won't, you know. I think I forgot to take the bottom one off of that one, but that's fine. I did take it off the top one. That probably will maybe make it crooked, but that's okay. So once I get them turned around, I can just finish that up. So I'm gonna get my wood, go take a break, get me some lunch, and then start cleaning up my stuff. What are you doing? So I got them a little bit of water, a couple different places in the yard. Yeah, I should just let that fence down. I'm tempted. I don't feel like standing out here watching you while Frank runs around. But we're gonna have to do it real soon. I'm gonna go take a break.